Yo, can you guys hear me? Why is my mic like flickering? I'm not sure, but what's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and we're here to talk about the fifth season, or season five's premiere of The Walking Dead. You know, I've been watching through this series. Sorry I took a couple days off from the channel. Really, I was just kind of enjoying some time with my cousin. But we're back. We're gonna be shooting a lot of videos today. It's 7 o'clock. I got to get some videos buzzing. I got to get this video out. I have to record the Rowdy Rich. I'll probably go upstairs, work on some physics for a little bit. There will be a new music stream tonight where I will officially be going through and listening through all the new tracks. And this same night, I will actually also be posting the weekly track rundown, or roundup, whatever you want to call it. I was just testing to see if the glitch for the house rules was still there. Looks like it's not. For Madden. So let's move into the plot. So in a flashback, the Terminus residents are held captive by a group of rapists and murderers whom they had led into Terminus while it was a true sanctuary. So they're like, hey, come on in, we're good. I need to block that light in the background. Sorry if that's bothering any of you guys, but we kind of have an interesting looking studio here. I would record over there, but I don't see any point because I just don't see a point because I don't have my lights up anymore. I don't know who the fuck took my lights down, but it is what it is. So at first it was a true sanctuary, and then people kind of just came in and ruined it, which is probably why the residents were, like, so hostile at first. Gareth, Alex, and Mary vow to escape, learning the message that you're the butcher or you're the cattle. So you either... It's survival of the fittest out here. I mean, that's a common element of, obviously, an apocalypse. Check out the Yeet shirt, by the way. Just copped it in the mail. Gareth has captured most of Rick's group in a train car at Terminus. So now we're in the present day. We're kind of showing the flashback of the origin of this group before all this shit went down a little bit. So, Rick encourages the group to fashion makeshift weapons as they relate their experiences that led to Terminus, and Gareth's men knock most of them out, and Gareth has Rick, Daryl, Glenn, and Bob secured in a butchering room to be bloodlet so that they can be fed to the Terminus people. So yeah, this place is not fucking good news. It seems like all unicorns and rainbows at first, but people are cannibals there. They literally kill other people that wander into their camp to feed their own people. It's kind of fucked up. I mean, this is some very gory shit that you kind of witness at the beginning of this episode when all this shit's going down. Obviously, The Walking Dead is a very, very, disturbing show, but you get me. So, Sam and 3 others are killed. Sam is the guy that, he had the girlfriend, and the girlfriend ended up dying. We never knew what happened to Sam when Rick and Carol, when Rick was letting Carol go because she did that to the group. See, if I get rid of this glare here, it actually doesn't look that bad, but it's just like a fucking strobe light over there. But yeah, that guy ends up dying, which kind of sucks because we only see him for a brief moment alive and making it, but yeah. 3 others are killed, but Gareth arrives asking about a gun bag that he had seen Rick carrying. This place is heavily surveilled. Rick probably thought that he got away with it, but he didn't. He didn't get away with it. So, yeah, I don't know. So he saw him, he's like, where's this bag? Rick vows to kill Gareth with one of the weapons from it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to fucking kill you. So... yeah, Gareth kind of laughs at it. It's kind of like a lighthearted thing. He's like, yeah, whatever. That's what they all say, and we end up seizing the day. Carol and Tyrese, we revisit them, caring for Rick's infant daughter Judith, are following the tracks to Terminus, but hide from a walker herd. So a bunch of walkers are among them, and obviously they can't really defend themselves because they have a baby to tend to. And their group is kind of dwindled with, of course, what happened with the 2 little girls. Very sad shit, but... there's harsh realities that the audience has to face as you're watching this show, so yeah, it is what it is. They hear a fireworks set off nearby and follow the noise to a cabin manned by Martin, a new character introduced in the story. He's played by Chris Coy, and radio contact with Terminus, and using the noise to direct the walker herd away from the train yard. So this is kind of where all of the big-ass walker herd is kind of coming from. This guy's like leading them away from Terminus so his group can kind of be protected. Carol and Tyrese learn that Rick's group is captured inside, and the 2 subdue Martin to make sure that he can't do this anymore, and that kind of taking over some Terminus people. And yeah, putting them in their control pretty much. So, yeah. Carol goes to help free the group, while Tyrese stays to take care of Judith and to kind of hold Martin hostage so he doesn't get out and doesn't do anything stupid. So there's that. A camouflaged Carol approaches the train yard. Obviously, she's like drenched in blood and mud to kind of hide herself from everyone else. She approaches the train yard and she ignites a propane tank near the fence that explodes, creating a breach for the walkers to enter, causing the residents of Terminus to panic. So now they're like, oh shit, we're under attack, we need to fucking go. And now there's just this huge conflict. It's pretty much the Four and Rick's people. It's like a triple threat. It's all the walkers, it's the people of Terminus, and maybe even if. And then it's like the four people with Rick, and obviously Carol's on their team. So it's kind of crazy. I mean, fucking blood sheds. And I don't know if we've seen more of a war-bound premiere to this show than in Season 5. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool to get out of a first episode. Using this opportunity, Rick and his group overpower and kill their captives. So kind of the butcher guys that have been slashing their throats. They kill them. He leads the others to where he buried his gun bag, insisting that they retaliate despite the concerns from the others. So, this is why Rick brought a gun bag, so when shit like this happens, he can go get his gun bag, and everything can be alright. They need to retaliate. Like, they escaped, they're like in the clear, and Rick's like, oh, we need to go get it back in blood. No poo shiesty, I guess. He leads the others to where During their escape, Rick, Daryl, Glenn, and Bob release a man while searching for their friends who has gone insane in captivity. Now, obviously, this show is very fucking dramatic. That's something I've kind of noticed as I've kind of been progressing through the story and stuff. I mean, it's kind of crazy. We're damn near like halfway through the show, but there's been some weird shit going on. And over dramatization, sorry. But, The man declares that his people in the Terminus residence are now the same before a walker kills him, and Glenn puts them both down. So now this insane man doesn't really survive for long, obviously, in the wild because he's gone insane. These people have made him go insane. We are now the same. I'm now one with Terminus. Like, dude, you've been held captive for fucking probably a year. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So, meanwhile, Carol finds and confronts Mary. Mary kind of being the leader of the group. I don't know how Carol knew that she was kind of the mother of Terminus. Holy shit, I had the hiccups. Don't mind me. But Mary tells Carol the history of Terminus, that the group held them captive for weeks before the residents escaped and retook their sanctuary, imprisoning the leader of the hostile group in a train car, the man who went insane. That was the guy. So, Carol shoots Mary in the leg, and Mary pleads for her life. She insists that the members of Terminus did what they had to do, but Carol leaves her to be overwhelmed by walkers, escaping harm thanks to her camouflage. So we can assume that Mary got killed by all the walkers, and Terminus is falling apart. Obviously it's a good thing that this group is like winning the day, but everything they touch, something, it just gets destroyed. I mean, the prison, Terminus was a place that they thought they could settle down, which maybe they still can once they kill everybody, but yeah. Obviously, Carol being camouflaged, it's kind of weird because I feel like the zombie should still be able to kind of smell you through the blood. I'm not sure. So at the cabin, Tyrese and Martin get into an altercation where Martin manages to reach Judith and threatens to choke her to death. So these people at Terminus are fucking evil, and Tyrese himself is getting his own, confirmation of this. I don't know, Tyrese gains the upper hand and beats him unconscious to save the daughter. Carol makes her way to and reunites with the group who have rescued their friends and made it to the forest. So now, this is the moment where everyone in the group in the end is kind of like a happy ending for now, of course, because there's still 6 more seasons to the show, and we're in a zombie apocalypse. We'll have to see what happens next. She then leads them to the cabin where Tyrese and Judith are waiting. Ultimately, Rick decides that the group will get as far away from Terminus as possible because it's not a good environment to be around. They don't want to be reminded of their past and shit like that. So as the group travels the tracks, Rick alters one of the Terminus signs to read no sanctuary. So when other survivors are kind of walking around the path, there's no sanctuary. There's no hope here. You might as well turn around and go the other way. So, who the hell is Morgan? Oh my god. I didn't even see the post-credit scene here. What the hell am I doing? I'm sleeping. I missed this part because I thought it was the end of the episode. So in a post-credit scene, Morgan finds the altered sign sometime later, so the Morgan guy that was with Rick from the beginning is still alive. Morgan then begins following symbols carved into trees, and maybe a big storyline has just started in this show that these guys are going to meet up eventually. That's going to be insane if that happens. But reception, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100% with 15 reviews. In The Walking Dead Season 5 premiere, No Sanctuary delivered an action-packed resolution of last season's cliffhanger while deepening our understanding of Rick and Carol. It's pretty awesome. I mean, after the rather too long and winding road to terminus, The Walking Dead opens its 5th season in spectacular fashion, a dazzling adrenaline rush filled with suspense, righteous violence, and before it's all over, genuine emotion. Imbued with cinematic touches, the only downside of this breathtaking episode is pondering what the creative brain trust can do for an encore. Still, AMC's mega hit finds itself in a very good place, from the current makeup of its ever-evolving cast to the latitude it has earned to take unexpected detours. Given the hype surrounding the series, it's still impressive to see the producers deliver such a feast. Got an A- on the AV Club. What's most striking about No Sanctuary, apart from its attempts at thematic resonance, is how quickly and brutally the question of terminus is resolved. If you'd asked anybody in the audience beforehand, they would have guessed that it would take at least a couple of episodes before Rick and the others could free themselves. People wouldn't have been exactly excited about that, because the longer you stay in a community full of murderous cannibals without any major character being killed, the more the tension just drips away. But it seemed like a reasonable assumption to make, especially when taking into consideration how tricky it was going to be to build the rest of the season. Without the prison home base or an obvious major villain, goodbye the governor, the audience kind of needed something to create structure. A group of psychos who harvest human flesh seems like too good a concept to dispose of immediately. 9 out of 10 on IGN. The episode was a madhouse spectacle of violence and mayhem that gave our heroes a big win and a well-earned reunion. While last season's indifference in the Grove elevated Carol's character, No Sanctuary made her even more fan-accessible by using her no-nonsense approach to the Zompocalypse as a way to shift her into full warrior mode. I'm kind of just reading. These aren't my reviews. I'm just kind of reading what people think and kind of giving you a rundown of what people think of this. The beginning scenes in the episode feature the most gripping, intense moments. Very emotional. It's a very good episode. It's truly an impressive feat of storytelling when a show like The Walking Dead, now entering its 5th season, can continue to tell a fresh story that delivers increasingly effective emotional payoffs. Such was the case in the Season 5 premiere, No Sanctuary, which ended with one of the best uplifting moments of the entire series. 4 stars in Vulture. If this episode is any indication of what's ahead in Season 5, it's going to be an ugly, bloody ride. 4 stars on the Daily Telegraph. The episode was a powerful season opener that blended the expected quantities of gore and action with one of the show's starkest statements yet about the moral realities of its post-apocalyptic world. As one of the cannibalists observed, you're either the butcher or the cattle. By the time the end credits started to roll, her worldview felt undeniably true. So, yeah, really good episode. One of the best episodes we've probably gotten in this series in quite some time. I'm not going to go as far as saying, oh, it's the best. I mean, there's been a lot of shock value, a lot of crazy shit happening in this show that you wouldn't expect. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to keep watching this show until it gets fucking bad. I don't know. I kind of want to finish it just to be curious, to see how the storyline kind of wraps up. A lot of our core characters are kind of staying with us, so that's good. But yeah, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm getting ready to actually record my Roddy Ricch album reaction. I should have that edited and posted out for you guys later tonight. So if not tomorrow, I'll try to get as much shit done for this channel as I possibly can. I'm kind of behind.